Welcome to my pick a card channel at the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back here with a pick a card reading for you today. Thank you to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here and for your beautiful comments. Be sure to drop your comments. I will be pulling another name for my free tarot reading pull this week. So be sure to drop your comments and hit your notification bell in case your name is chosen and I can get the ball rolling and notify you via the comment section. And if you are here new to the channel, please join us. Pull up a chair, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather around my table. I do pick a card readings on this channel, and I offer a chance for my subscribers to win a free reading with me as a thank you for your presence here. So just drop your comment underneath any of my readings this month for your chance to win as well, and be sure to hit your notification bell in case you are chosen the winner. And I will notify you, as I said, via the comment section, but I make it very clear on how to reach out to me via one of the links underneath my readings. So be sure to protect yourself from anybody posing as the Tarot Cottage here on YouTube or also on Instagram. But for today's topic, we're looking at a connection on your mind and no contact, and we're asking, are they going to reach out to you, and are they going to give you any type of closure that you're looking for this connection? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with a change in the wind and the white poppy flower. Pile number 2 with the orphaned card and the peony. Pile number 3 with the never-ending story and the dark red flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting from Spirit today. And I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, today we're exploring this no contact connection on your mind and whether or not they're going to reach out to you and whether or not you're going to get some closure from this connection. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the cream peony, and this is your the cream poppy, and this is your reading. You were drawn to a change in the wind. This is your reading about this no contact situation and whether or not you're going to get closure or contact from this person. Now you can see that it's number 12, like the hanged man, and there is this feeling about things hiding in plain sight, or a fight or flight animal, because the zebra, the reason it has those stripes is so that it can blend in with the grasslands around it. So it makes it a little bit harder for a prey animal to decipher this animal from the next zebra and the next zebra. So there's something about hiding in plain sight. So there could be some type of observant energy happening here where you're observing them online or they're observing you in some way as well. And this is a change in the wind. And it's necessary for growth. Perhaps you feel like the closure is necessary to create the change, and maybe you're holding on until that happens, until we're able to take a leap of faith or pounce towards the closure. So let's take a look and see about this energy for you, pile 1. Will you ever hear from this person? Are they going to reach out to you, and are you going to get closure from this connection? We do have the Emperor, and it's a female energy, you know, it's a divine feminine energy as the Emperor, and she's cloaked in this red flower. It looks like a dress made of a flower. Her hands are in the air. When I see her hands like that, it makes me think that somebody is about to perform surgery, or they've just washed their hands, or they're in front of an orchestra. We have the Queen of Wands. And I feel like you've been waiting for this person. You've had to tap into strength to do that. And I do feel like as though it could be the divine feminine that's trying to watch, who's trying to see what she can see as far as what this person is doing, whether or not they're coming forward. You could be watching them and waiting for your opportunity to perhaps kind of pounce. So maybe you were blocked or something, or you haven't been able to have direct access to them. But I feel like you've been waiting for an opportunity to communicate with them. It's like you know what you want to say. You know what you want to express. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Empress. Back of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords, and we have the Page of Voices. The Page of Swords. Now I'm going to clarify this as I go forward. Let's clarify this message. Your back of deck is the 3 of Swords, and this could be how you're expressing yourself in this moment. There's pain. You can see that this person's not actually trapped behind that door, but it's the shadows. It's like we're in the shadows. We're in the thick of this pain, and perhaps we feel like we really need this other person to give us some clarity. There's the Page of Swords. We have the Hierophant. I'm hearing that Fiona Apple song where she says, "Hunger hurts and I want 'em so bad, oh it kills." but I know I'm a mess he don't want to clean up. That's what I just heard. We have the Star, Hierophant, Chariot, the Star. We have the Emperor on one end, we have the Empress on the other side. There is an emphasis on divine feminine energy here. So you could be attracted to divine feminine energy regardless of your position. That's not for everyone, of course. We have Taurus, we have Cancer, we have Aquarius here, Aries. Libra, the Justice. Oh my goodness, look at all these major themes that are supporting your answer, pile 1. Two of Swords. Back of the deck is the Six of Wands. And we have the Four of Cups. And there's that helplessness with the closure aspect. It's like we need their communication. We feel like we need their communication. We feel helpless until we receive it. They are speaking about bridging a gap between this Three of Swords and the Six of Wands, which is a huge leap because one is despair and one is success. And so that's kind of their request for you, is to understand that confidence is our key to success ultimately, and perhaps confidence and this feeling of victory may be a toolkit that we're going to have to use, or in our toolkit. I do feel, pile 1, that this person is going to contact you. I feel like they're going to pop up out of the blue. And again, because you're so prepared, like you know which direction you want to go when this happens, you're prepared. This in-between period that you're being asked to observe is not a waste of time right now, because it's giving you the ability to prepare and just to maintain your focus. They do, however, want a little bit more work done in that area so that you are launching yourself from a place of security already. They say that they almost want you to preemptively be working on your closure by the time that this communication pops up. This doorway here, they want you to walk through it empowered already empowered with your own version of truth, not a truth that is being influenced by our insecurity, our fear, this heart space of disappointment, because that just clouds our judgment here. And there is a change in the wind coming for you. All you have to do is surrender and wait for that change to reveal itself. It's going to pop up. This person's just going to kind of reach out to you, possibly online, just unexpectedly. You're going to be caught off guard a little bit. Now, the message that's coming through for you, however, pile 1, is that this Emperor energy, again, defined as a divine feminine energy as well, we're tapping into strength regardless, because we all have the yin yang inside of us. So you're going to have to tap into strength when this crossroad comes in. But you're being brought to a crossroads. And Spirit wants us to understand that tarot is a very fluid tool of divination. You know, it gives us projections, and then we get to look at the projections and say, okay, well, I don't really like what I'm seeing, or I do like what I'm seeing. What adjustments are required from me in this moment to prepare for this? Or what ways can I make changes now that are going to influence that future ultimately? Because I am getting a message coming through for you, pile 1, that the information pops up out of the blue, the doorway is open, but there is still this, for some, if we don't do the work now to prepare with that empowerment ahead of time, for some, we may not feel like we have the ability to have closure. There is a feeling about waiting for the closure to happen and feeling kind of helpless, because there's a recognition that maybe this person is not willing to give us the closure we're looking for, or it's like a backdraft of energy where you're going to feel more connection, you're going to feel more attraction. It's not going to feel like closure. It's going to feel like something being initiated. Now, you may be ready for that, or you may not be ready for that, or this person may or may not be ready for that. But I'm feeling like this closure, if you're looking for true closure, that's something you need to communicate to the universe in the present moment. If you're looking for expansion, they need you to communicate that. They need more commitment to your resolve and what you're looking for in this aspect in the future, because it is coming. This change is coming. And like the preparation message that began your reading, we have to be ready and waiting to launch ourselves. And you may feel like you're ready and waiting for it right this moment, but Spirit says you're still emotionally pulled in different directions. It may not be true closure you're looking for. It may be answers, and it may be solutions, which could be available to us. But Spirit just says that we need to have a clear direction about where we actually want to go. And if it's closure, Spirit says you may not get the closure that you're looking for. It may be a revitalization. It may be something that we're not ready to commit to. And so whatever it is we're looking for, if we're looking for the closure, we might have to find it ourselves through our own heart space. Ultimately, there's still going to be more opportunity for connection. There's still going to be more opportunity for conversations, I feel like, are going to come in. But they say adjustments are required in this moment, because they say that in this moment we may be denying the truth of ourselves, or denying the truth of our desires when it comes to asking for closure. It may not be closure that we're actually looking for. We may be trying to inspire ourselves towards even more. But they are speaking about the internet playing a role here, and this person's going to pop up for you very unexpectedly. You're coming to a crossroads in the future of this connection. So Spirit just wants that definition. What are you confidently heading towards? And they do need the adjustment to the confidence, because right now we're sitting in this Three of Swords, and there definitely needs to be a shakeup of that energy. I'm definitely getting this sense of like a watcher vibe. For some, you may get tired of waiting and you might find an opportunity to reach out to them. We have here purification. It's time to clear out the clutter. Trusting in your higher self to guide you as well. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for clearance, we're looking for growth, and we're looking for closure. But we have to trust our intuition to guide us to that closure if that's what we're seeking here. Because even though the opportunity represents itself with more communication and more doorways, we need to know what it is we're looking for in that doorway. We have hummingbird, joy, lighten up. And the very way that we can bridge the gap here between this Three of Swords and the Six of Wands is by trying to focus on positive aspects. The Three of Swords is what's monopolizing our energy right now. We're disappointed, we're heartbroken perhaps, and we feel lost in that. But she's sitting in a field of wheat. She's actually sitting in a field of abundance. And so there's still joy and grief that can exist at the same time, and they want you to swing your pendulum back towards positive things that make you feel good. And that's not just their way of wasting your time. They want you in that positive frame of mind so that you are communicating to the universe your readiness for this. They say pay attention to the signs and the omens. And we have let go of your judgment and forgiveness. And in order for you to achieve the closure that you perhaps will require in your heart space, there may be some real reasons why this came into disconnect. And in order for you to actually free yourself, you may have to forgive others in order to free yourself. Please for pile number 1, please. We have 1111 and freedom flows. It says numbers and doubles, synchronicity and 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. And don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reasons. And so this is the initiation. Again, I'm getting an impression that's for someone watching, you may decide to initiate this yourself. You may decide to reach out to this person yourself, but for others, it's going to pop up for you unexpectedly. This doorway, the justice, the 1111, there is this ability for the two of you to cross paths again and to find the solutions, whether they be closure or whether they be expansion, to find solutions here. We have a note on love, however. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. And when love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. And for some, this may have run its course. And so closure may be necessary, but that's why Spirit's asking you to ask yourself whether you're ready for it, what you're truly ready for when this opportunity pops back up for you. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 1, please. Advice for pile number 1 in the bowl about this closure situation. Ace of Wands, the Lovers reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. So you're not feeling very confident about your truth in the present moment, and that's why Spirit wants us to, they want us to recognize that maybe we are perhaps being represented by this kind of fight or flight animal. We're being represented by this fear aspect about the closure. Maybe even the idea of closure scares us a little bit. So we felt this inspiration for change, but we're also kind of almost preemptively regretting the decision to close out the cycle. Here with the Lovers, we're afraid to make an error in judgment. We're afraid of change. And that's kind of like this person could almost feel like a weakness to you. They have the capability to make you feel weak and not. And that's why this Emperor energy of tapping into the divine feminine strength is so important as well. I do feel like this person has had like a profound influence on you. Oh, one stuck to my hand. We have the Sun ruin, keeping your head high and following the sun. We have the Hospital. I do think of healing. Could be a hospital nursing connection. The Rose Nyland on the Golden Girls die. Rolling the dice. I also think about innocence with Rose Nyland, and I just think about somebody who is a little naive, A good heart space though, Queen of Cups type of energy. We do have the acoustics. We have I and we have a run. The letter D and G and I again. We do have the anchor, and we have here the little Ace of Swords. So I think about clarity and initiations coming in. So somebody initiating a cycle. And then we have travel. So we have transition, travel. I think of the Eight of Wands. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell if you do so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. Be sure to check out my link as well for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and I do update that shop every weekday and Sunday, so be sure to check back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You are drawn to the Peony and you are drawn to the Orphan card, and this is your reading. Will this person reach out to you? Will you get the closure that you're looking for in this connection? Now, the Orphan card is talking about somebody who has been abandoned, who feels like almost like a death has happened, like you feel profound loss and a distinct loneliness with this energy as well. And there's a certain amount of isolation. It's like wanting somebody to come in and save you from that isolation in this present moment, and feeling stuck at this crossroads of grief. So let's take a look here. Is this person going to contact pile number 2? And will they receive the closure from this person that they are hoping for? Will this person give you the closure that you are looking for? We have the Queen of Wands coming out. We have the Knight of Cups. This is coming from the Disney Villains Tarot. The Three of Swords. And this is the orphaned energy right in the center of your reading, pile 2. It's such heartbreak. So I'm so sorry that you're going through that. I feel like this person is like really good at what they do. Like, I just think that they're really good at confusing you sometimes in the past. Maybe emotional manipulation a little bit was a part of this process, because they're talking about the poisoned apple and giving into temptation. It's like waiting for them to change, or waiting for them. And there's this feeling about seeking validation too through this situation. I'm feeling like this desire to seek validation. You have the Hermit. Are they going to reach out? Are you going to get the closure that you're looking for in this situation? We have the Three of Wands. Back of the deck, we have the Justice and we have the Ten of Wands. Now, I'm going to clarify here as we go forward. Will they reach out to pile number 2, please? Seven of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles. On the floor, Four of Cups. I feel like you could be offered a brand new connection right this moment, and your heart space isn't even in it to accept a brand new offer from new people. In this, there's a helplessness, this feeling of being completely ignored. We have the Three of Cups. We also have the Page of Wands, and we have the Knight of Swords. With the Queen of Pentacles, not the Queen of Pentacles, but the Nine of Pentacles. Now, I do want to clarify something very quickly. This Three of Wands and the Three of Cups. I think you're going to see this person again. I think that there is going to be an expansion, but the truth is that I don't feel like, for some, like they're going to reach out to you. I feel like you're going to see them again in the flesh, like you're going to see them again. There's this feeling about reunions. You might even see them out in the world in some way too. And this is going to literally maybe make your blood boil a little bit, or it's going to affect you in very profound ways, which is actually intentional and purposeful for the future of your connection, future for you, because it's meant to overflow the emotion to get the debris out. Because there's a lot of clutter. I feel like this person has created a lot of emotional clutter for you, because they're really good at at saying the right things in the past. And so their behaviors in the past and the actions towards you in the present just don't feel like they're lining up. And so there's so much confusion and devastation and heartbreak associated with that, because they painted themselves as a really positive person and a really abundant person. And you perhaps put a lot of your expectations on this person for the future. And now it's like you've been blindsided by in some ways, and the burden belongs to you in this moment, making you feel helpless, making you feel restless. I feel like there's going to be a period of time between you seeing this person again, and they're encouraging you to embrace that in between, and they're talking about you sharing yourself. It's like being willing to explore other connections. If somebody asks you out, Spirit says you should say yes if you feel called to, that you should continue to explore your present realm and the detours that life brings you up to this point. I just saw the little piggy, so I heard beware of greed with this person. Queen of Wands. We have 10 of Pentacles. I saw the Strength as well. And there's the 3 of Wands. So there is clarity coming, but it doesn't feel like it's coming in the form of this person reaching out to you. I think you're going to see this person, and I don't think they're going to be alone. And I feel like that's going to be very revealing for you. The emotion that you experience and express in that moment is going to be very revealing for you. And it is going to be the tide that turns things. It's going to be like the moment that turns the tide, the moment that shifts things for you. There's a change coming. There's a change coming. And there's a message surrounding that, because I do feel like ultimately you are going to be fine and you are going to feel secure with yourself. And in this moment, you are perhaps rushing to some type of emotional conclusion because of the separation and because of the devastation that you're experiencing. And that is justified. And your guides are walking with you and sitting with you in this aspect right this moment. There's a truth that's going to be shown to you about who this person actually is. Like, they presented themselves as one person, but I feel like you're going to observe them being the true, more authentic version of themselves out in the world. So you might run into them. They might be with another person. I don't feel like they're serious about that other person, but I also don't think that they're very serious about a lot of things in life right now. Because you're the focus of the movie. You're always going to be the focus of the movie. Their ability to see that is not your job or not your concern. That's their cross to bear, so to speak. I don't feel like they are going to give you the enlightenment. Even the Virgo energy here, the Hermit, there's no lantern. There's a little light on his hat, but there's something about the hat here, the complacency, the status, playing a different role, the inability to commit. And that's where he's coming from, or he or she is coming from in this moment, this inability to commit. And I feel like that's what's going to be revealed to you in this. It's being called a reunion, but it just feels like an awakening where you're seeing this person in the flesh. And it helps you to set a new course for yourself, a new expectation for yourself. And there's a huge lesson surrounding not drinking the poison, powering through with determination to find our balance. And that's what Spirit says. You will find your balance. You will get closure, but you'll be waiting for it. This person won't be giving it to you. You're going to take it on your own. And there is a truth coming in that in this moment, maybe you can't see the truth because we're still masked by the emotion. The waves of emotion are clouding our judgment. But what's going to be revealed to you in the future is going to allow you to tap back into your curiosity and recognize that this person may not be the person to fulfill that thirst. And you may have to go charging towards other aspects, charging towards your own closure, and eliminating the distraction that is this person that stops you from taking flight. So in this case, Spirit says it's the independent journey that leads us to the solutions, that leads us to more confidence. And they're also saying that it's going to be a process for you where one day at the initiation of it, you're going to feel really confident, and maybe you'll take 3 steps forward and a couple steps back the next day and feel not so confident about it. We are swinging the pendulum back in our favor. So there's going to be a period, even after this revelation, where you're going to have to expect that momentum to shift, expect a little bit of an adjustment. But it's coming. It's coming. This momentum is already upon us. Guys, advice, please, for pile number 2. Will they get the closure that they're looking for from the person on their mind? And we have clear out the clutter. I believe this came out in pile number 1 as well. And this is, you know, we're talking about closure. We're talking about further connection. Your intuition will guide you to the answers that you seek. Your intuition, your divine feminine, divine masculine intuition is going to help you clear out the distractions. We have here, free yourself of guilt and shame, the porcupine. And that's what they're saying. You're going to free yourself. I also feel like this person is kind of in the porcupine mindset where they're trying to create space so that they don't have to face the war that they created. They don't have to face the inner war, the torment that they created in you. So it's like they are trying to create that buffer zone. So they may have just kind of ghosted even, or just ended things in a very negative light. We have here, honor your soul's purpose and ask for what you want. The courage, the lion, leaps of faith. You may feel bold enough in that moment to approach them. For someone watching, not everyone's going to have that boldness, but you might feel bold enough to approach that person and kind of call them out. And in that independent call out, that may be kind of where a lot of your strength gets called back to you. You have here, make a decision and take appropriate action, because in that moment when you see this person again, you're going to have to make that distinctive choice of, am I going to approach this person and make myself known, or am I going to hold back? And Spirit's encouraging you, if you feel that impulse, to honor your soul's purpose and express yourself. That could be a part of the process of release. That could be a part of the process of unburdening yourself. You can even see here with this little cackling old woman, she's over here too. She's already kind of pulled the wool over this queen's eyes once, and here she is cackling, thinking that she's getting away with something. But it's the emperor here who is afraid of the risk. And I think about Shere Khan, and I think about whenever fire is lit behind the Shere Khan, he runs away. But they're also carrying their karmic energy with them as well. Emphasis on Leo energy here. We have here, beauty. Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable in this opportunity. And dare to sort of look at yourself from a position of authority. Dare to look at yourself from a position of abundance, because that's how Spirit sees you anyway. Generosity sows seeds of kindness. That's how they want you to start to shift the gaze from this helpless energy, this really a lack mindset energy, this pain, this heartbreak, this separation. They want you to be kinder to yourself. They want you to speak kindly to yourself with compassion, to plant new seeds now. Persevere, leave no stone unturned, and value these quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. So this is not going to happen to you or for you. You're going to attack it, and you're going to grab it for yourself. You are going to persevere. You will be fine, and you will get the closure in your heart space that you're seeking, but you're going to be the one that grabs it. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. 2 of Wands, expansion, making plans. We have the Page of Cups reversed. We also have here the King of Cups reversed. This is somebody who's very emotionally immature. They presented themselves maybe as not so much in the past, but they're very emotionally immature, and it could come out as in the form of emotional manipulation. And so Spirit is saying that you're too good. You're too good for this person, ultimately. Even the way that they're behaving in this moment is like proof in the pudding of their emotional age or their emotional maturity. We have the Queen of Swords represented by this little stone, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy for the divine feminine. She's not afraid to observe and to cut people out of her life that are no longer serving her. Gemini. We do have healing for the divine feminine and a journey to wholeness that she will have to do independently. This is a part of your transformation ultimately. We also have here the peace sign reverse. So that's like the 6 of Swords reverse. So it's like a lack of support and closure. We have a dream, and we have to create changes. Here's the leaf of change to the dreams that we have in our heart space in this moment that we are applying to this situation. Just some adjustments are required. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, please drop me a comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me, and so that we can get words of encouragement back to you as this beautiful community does. Be sure to check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. It does sell out quickly, but I do update the shop every weekday and on Sundays as well, so be sure to check back. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the red flower, or to the never-ending story card, and this is your reading. Will the person on your mind reach out to you, and are they going to give you the closure that you're looking for? Now, this never-ending story, you can see she's sitting on a timepiece, and it's like she's waiting for something. She's dressed like a fairy, so she's waiting for this person to come back around. And maybe this is kind of a habit. This could also talk about past life energies, but perhaps in this lifetime there's been a habitual reaction, or there's been a habitual, it's like a recurring of events over and over and over again. So they could apply the same force towards you. Maybe they've gone into no contact before. And this could also be an indication that it's not over. It's just a matter of time that it's not over. So let's take a look here and see. Oops. Are they going to reach out to pile number 3? And will they get closure that they're looking for from this connection? We have the 7 of Swords. The King of Pentacles. They could be an earth sign. It could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. 2 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles. I'm also looking at the Empress and the 2 of Cups. There is an emphasis on the divine feminine being in a relationship potentially for someone watching, and that's not for everyone, but if you are, you'll know that that's for you. Could also be that they're in a communication cycle of some kind. We have the Queen of Swords. Back of the deck is the Ace of Cups, and we have the 6 of Swords, which is closure energy, which is clarifying. But there's the 10 of Swords. There's like an intention here for more, like intentions towards you, intentions from you. Like there's a lot of intentions here. And potentially we've been holding back for quite some time. Could be years here. In fact, there could be relationship cycles for both of you. There could be commitment cycles for both of you. It almost feels like it's the divine masculine that's looking for closure here. Now, it's like, it feels like, and this could be reversed, of course, so please take it as it resonates to your situation. I'm reading for the collective, but it almost feels like the divine masculine is looking for closure, but it also feels like he could still be a part of some type of commitment cycle. And I just heard karmic trench. It's like somebody is watching the other from a family situation, or having to maintain that watcher position because of a family situation. But what it really feels like is that for someone in this connection, perhaps for both of you, it just keeps replaying over and over. The events of the past are always on our mind. We're just carrying it with us wherever we go. With every step we take, there is this feeling of like it just is what it is. We can't do anything about it. And we just carry it with us wherever we go. And there's intentions here to create change eventually, but there's this feeling of like, I don't know how, when, or if I'm going to be able to come forward, because if I do, it's going to create major change in my life that I'm not prepared for in this moment. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords, and we have the Lovers. I do feel like there's going to be further communication here, but it's going to come in later. It's like, it feels like for some it's going to come in even a couple of years perhaps. There's going to be a new initiation of emotional connection. It's like there's going to be a new initiative. But what I really feel is that one of you are going to put up a boundary and say, you know, There's a lot of regret here. There's going to be conversations. There's going to be clarity. It's going to be very emotional. But there's also someone keeping a boundary. It could be the divine feminine saying, you know what, I have all of these feelings. I have all of these regrets from the past. Maybe I was lying in the past and I kept it to myself, but I still can't. It's like, I wish that I could, but I still can't do anything about this. But there is still a sense of closure coming in for both of you. There's a reality that's coming in that's really emotional. But it seems to be the culmination of everything. It's like there's this conversation or there's communication that's very emotional that is going to come in between the two of you. Again, it's not coming in yet, but it's going to come in eventually. But I also still feel like that's where it will end. There are boundaries that have to be maintained because of commitment cycles. And there's a regret surrounding that, and there's a lot of regret coming from the past as well that we're going to talk about together. I feel like the two of you are going to have this conversation. And it's very revealing in nature. I feel like the conversation is very revealing. I think it clears out the confusion. And I think that there's something beautiful about the connection itself. It's very nostalgic. There's friendship associated with it. So perhaps this was never a true blue relationship in the romantic sense, but it really should have been. And I feel like that's what we're going to discuss. These feelings from the past that we have carried with us throughout this time. And it, again, years perhaps for someone watching. We've carried this emotion forward. And we're going to get a chance to express that emotion. But I also feel like that emotion, it's going to be so real. It's going to kind of burden us. But there's still not going to be anything we can do about it because there's going to be boundaries put up and we won't be able to proceed. So if it is, Spirit wants us to be sure that it is closure that we're seeking in that moment. And it's going to be a very emotional type of cleanse or an emotional type of purge between the two of you. Because it's like we've had our heart and soul transfixed upon this moment and we're going to take advantage of it. But there's tower energy associated with it, the 10 and the 6. And for some, we're applying the tower because there's commitment cycles and that's the reason why we're holding boundaries. And for others, it's just enlightening and it changes things forever. It gives us the chance to have the closure and then to release, ultimately, to release this 10 of Swords to go into brand new perspectives and brand new cycles of clarity. We no longer have to journey beyond that point with the uncertainty, with the questions, with the fear, with this impression of like one person's in control and the other person doesn't feel anything. We don't have to go forward with those uncertainties anymore. That will be cleared out. And so we do get that form of closure. It's almost very bittersweet in nature, to be honest, because even though there's closure and there's more understanding, the emotions are so intense between the two of you that it feels kind of like a sadness that comes in as association with that closure too. Like there's deep regret and there's discussions about, you know, if we could go back and change things, I would. But unfortunately, I have to maintain my empowerment position. I have to maintain my boundary. And truth be told, it may even be that if you are both in commitment cycles, or if one of you and the other is not in commitment cycles, that it's not a negative commitment cycle that you're in, that there's still abundance there. It's different than the abundance perhaps you would have tapped into with this person, but it's still abundant. So we're not willing to kind of shake that up in that moment. But there is like a very strong bittersweet aspect to this closure, pile 3. Out of all 3 piles, I feel like this is the most emotional sort of outcome when it comes to this person. And even though we're calling it closure, it's still kind of a never-ending story. This person's still going to hold a really special place in your heart. And to be honest with you, I feel like that's always going to be present. It's like we're moving forward with this Ace of Cups, this new initiative, but we also feel still tied to this person. Like there's still love, there's still understanding. So it feels very bittersweet, the communication that comes in, the conversations, the emotional releases, the clarity that comes out. We have the Lovers and we have the 5 of Wands, but I feel like there is a competition when it comes to making a moral choice, and that's why somebody says, you know, like boundaries. The first step of saying, it's like she has her hand up saying, I can't, I just can't. I have all this emotion towards you, but I just can't. Now, again, this could be reversed. It could be the divine feminine, divine masculine, whatever sort of resonates with you. I just feel like there will be further conversations, and it's going to be very emotional conversations. It gives us the opportunity to be vulnerable with each other for perhaps the very first time with a new sense of awareness associated with it. We have go ahead and just do it, beaver, productiveness, and I think of a family-oriented creature as well, hard work. Now, this Beaver productiveness is being related to the Two of Pentacles, because right now all of this is being delayed until there's this perfect moment or perfect opportunity. And someone's watching the other person right this moment. There could be watchfulness on both ends, but there's a watcher energy here. And get ready for the big changes, the squirrel of preparation. You are also able to see what's in sight for the future, foresight. Trusting in your intuition to guide you in this present moment, especially if you're the one who's trying to put off or delay and wait for the perfect moment. This could be your guide's way of asking you to really trust your intuition to guide you in this moment and to make a decision and take appropriate action associated here. We also have slow down, pause, and breathe, because I feel like there's been a very long delay, and there could still be a further delay before all of this communication and clarity comes in. Advice for pile number 3, please. A moment's joy, sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. And in that moment of reunion, you're going to have that moment of joy. You're going to feel abundant because you get to see each other again. So there's going to be that moment, and if we can focus on that moment of joy, it can last forever in our heart space. And they are talking about a connection that will last forever in the heart space. It may not be able to be transmitted into the 3D at this point, and for some perhaps not in the future, but it's still something we're going to hold on to. But there's still a sense of closure, though. I still feel that there's going to be clarity. There's epiphanies coming in. It gives us kind of a bittersweet recognition of like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you felt that way, and vice versa. You'll have no idea that they felt the way that they did. A distant kiss and a prayer flag. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you here. But we do have sunset. Time has come to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sunlight burns. And we have the art of life on the back of the deck. There is no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life, so be bold in your skin and let love dance in sight. If you are feeling like you are the one delaying things, this may be a call to action from your guides. They're also saying that in the moment, when you get to that moment, that doorway of opportunity, it's very important to be vulnerable if you want to have all of that clearance and all of the clarity afforded to you and the person on your mind as well. So it's important to be vulnerable in that moment. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Oops. We have the Temperance. We have the Ace of Swords. I feel like it's a very sharp-edged razor. It's like a double-edged razor here. The Temperance, the Ace of Swords is reversed. There's a certain amount of like stress associated with the clarity. It's like some of us are almost not wanting to get to that closure point now then, because we're like, if it's bittersweet, that's wonderful, but it's also, there's the bitterness to that sweetness too. So it might sting a little bit. The information that comes in, the new initiative and the new cycle coming after that 10 of Swords, it might sting a little bit, and it might take us some time to get back to balance, to feel really positive again as well. Here with the 7 of Swords, it's about people finding out. It's like we're revealing things in this opportunity. We're finally letting the cat out of the bag. We're finally letting each other know what we've been internalizing and what we haven't shared with each other up to that point. We have the letter A and X, and we have he coming in the reversal. We have the lungs. I think about expression, so being important to express ourselves in that moment. We have the rose of empowerment or hope. We do have the hatchet. I think of the 10 of Pentacles because I think of the tree of life being chopped down. Sagittarius energy, and the pig, I think of beware of greed. So I think of a concern for the home. We do have the baby grand piano. We have Aries, 2 A's, and we do have the rose of empowerment. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop every weekday and on Sunday, so be sure to check back. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.